Time. It's time for some oats. Get some oats in your bowl, and let's dig in. Hey everybody, this is the dude from the Dinosaur and the Dude, and here's another oats. Um, it was never really intended for oats to be well. It was intended for oats to be infrequent because it was sort of like a um, kind of a thing that popped up in our heads, like, oh, that'd be great. And thus the name. Oh, and another thing. So it was always that, but I have to admit that it's almost been a month since the last one, so we never intended for it to be that infrequent. So apologies for that. So let's get right into this one. It's one of two. I think I'm gonna make them separate though. I don't want to diminish one by adding the other, and vice versa. But in any case, but often this is something that I've been working on myself and myself, applying to myself. And so I figured I'd share it with other people because maybe you want to do the same damn thing. I don't know. But a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, I don't know, maybe you have or haven't heard of the saying, if you are, how does it go? But it's basically like if if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. That's the that's one of the statements, and I've heard that one quite a bit. And recently, I've been hearing how another statement that resonates with me is basically if you're in a room, if you're talking to someone in a room, or if you're talking to people in a room, and they're not hearing you, then leave the room. And in each of those statements, there is a feeling of needing to leave the room, you know, or at least that's my interpretation of it. I feel like if I am, and it gets kind of sumptuous in a sense as well, I know, but there's certain things that come about to where you get an understanding of, okay, yeah, I feel like I am definitely the smartest person in the room, and that can be a grind of a thing. Recently, though, with everything that I've been shooting for with my goals and trying to work on with myself, I've come to find that I've been in rooms with people and found that I pretty much can get the same reaction or I can get the same attention as if I was in a room by myself talking to a wall. When you are your own audience in a room full of people, then you probably should just leave the room. And leaving the room can be physically or just stop talking entirely. I've done both, and I figured I'd share with you guys, hey everyone, just because it's kind of a it's kind of a fuck you move in the ownership of your own energy, time, space, mental mental yeah, your mental value, the value of what you're saying and talking to, and what you're letting people in on you as a person. If they're just wanting the surface level you, then engaging in a deep conversation with someone and telling them this is your thoughts or goals or whatnot that part becomes valuable. The surface level shit, that's kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever. I mean, if you're just here for jokes, if you're just here for chuckles and shit, okay, fine. And sometimes that's all I want too. But I think that if you're going to engage with me in a conversation or ask me something, that I'm like, hey, what have you been up to? And really just not give a fuck, in regards to what I say after that, then I leave the room. And and that, like I said, that's either physical, or I just stop talking to you and or talking about what it is that I'm really passionate about, because that shit is personal to me. And as the dinosaur is nicely alluded to in several episodes, I'm a very she says guarded, but I feel like I value my time and what I put towards other people. And if I engage with other people, I'm really wanting that. I'm wanting an engagement. I'm wanting a back and forth conversation. Let's see how deep we go. We don't have to be deep, but I'm going to ask questions and you should ask questions. And my interest should be just as on the same level or more as yours. And if you go deeper in interest than I am, I'm gonna match you and vice versa. But when the conversation is one-sided, it gets very, very tiring, very, very dull. And that's where someone should like really value the time, really value what is it that I'm sharing. Am I just saying this out in the open just for my own entertainment? And when you become uh the thing that someone uses to really tear down to build themselves up, that's when you just need to leave the room. And sometimes when you're in a room and you're the smartest one, so to speak, that's when you realize that type of statement, like, so he's a real deep thinker. Oh my gosh, we don't have time for deep thinkers. We're just here to do this, that, and the other. Okay, then I'm in the wrong room. I want to be in a room where I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck are they talking? That's amazing. So how do you go about doing that? So what do you do? Because I'm learning something. I'm engaged with someone that is presenting their knowledge to me, and I'm soaking it in and bouncing back things that I'm comprehending for better understandings from them. I think that's the best type of conversation I can have, because I'm now come to a point where I just don't have the patience to have empty conversations. And so I encourage everyone that wants to give this a try to give it a try. Not to be an asshole and just like go through spouting off shit just because you want to come off as the smartest in the room or as the deepest in the room. Don't be an asshole about it. Genuinely look at it of a I look at it in a way of self-worth, self-preservation, the value of what how I think about things, and how much do I include someone in on what I'm really all about, what I'm really passionate about, what I really like to discuss, learn, find out more, and wonder about, and ask them the same, and find out more about them. When you when you're in a space where you can engage with people like that back and forth, it's far more appealing to me. And that might not be for everybody, but for those that are out there trying to figure out like how the fuck do you're experiencing something like this, or you're trying to figure out how to go about doing that, just leave the room, see what happens, see if the conversation switches, or that person that's sitting in the crowd that is really interested in discussing those types of things, um, gravitate to you and have a discussion just one on one. I've noticed that while I do this type of thing, I end up in another room at someone's house or whatever. I end up in it, or place or whatever. I end up in another room, and then there's one person or two people that come into that room, and hey, I want to talk to you some more about ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. And then it's like I'm away from the 20 and it's only the three of us having this really fucking deep, you know, interesting conversation about whatever the fuck it is. And deep could be about whatever the fuck it is. It's not like trying to figure out quantum physics. It's just a matter of here's this thing and where this dialect with the language, or how do you think electronic vehicles will be from here? What is this, that, and the other? It's just a deeper means of communication with it. I think it's a thing that you get to where you start to leaving the room. You're valuing yourself, your time, what you think about, what you're passionate about, your goals, your beliefs, what really defines you, and then either you're in that room by yourself, content with that, or you're joined in that room by people that want to discover more in that regard too, not just with you, but of themselves, and so they enjoy it just the same. I think that that's a very interesting thing to explore, and I encourage it. So I figured, what better way to do it than to do a little oats right here and share it with you guys. So everyone out there, just, take a deep breath when you get in those situations and realize maybe I need to leave the fucking room. And if you leave the room, see what the fuck happens. I think it's a healthy way of fucking around and finding out. There's some detrimental ways of fucking around and finding out, but this is a healthy way of doing it. Leave the room, either physically or just stop talking about the thing that you're really um, passionate about, and just shoot the shit for shit shooting sake, just to get done with the event. Blah. And then when you're done, you're like, okay, now I know what type of engagement they're wanting. They're not wanting me in regards to knowing more about me. They're just wanting someone else to share the tab with. That's all. And if that's the case, then that's fine. Now you know, and you apply it however you want. And another thing, don't be like I said earlier, don't be an asshole about it. So if you leave the room, just gradually leave. If you're physically leaving the room, just gradually, leave the room. Oh, I'm gonna go get some cake, and then just never return. You know, don't just storm out like "fuck you all" then, and then storm out and slam a door or whatever, and knock over a pedestal with a vase on it, whatever. Don't be a fucking asshole about it. Just continue to be a nice, level-headed, respectful person. They're like, okay, you know what, you guys, ah, and just go get some water, go get some cake, go get another serving of whatever the fuck, just to leave the room. And then while you're eating that cake, contemplating on the different things that you're wanting to do as you achieve them, uh, you'll, you might see who comes and joins you in the room. Because here's the other thing I've come to find out too: those people that are in the room with you, that come and join you in that room after you leave, you'll learn something from that pushes you a little bit further in the direction you're wanting to go, and you'll know that they really are people that are hoping the best for you and supporting in some sort of way, not anything monetarily or anything, but just the conversation alone is support in enough, and it's enough in itself, because it's letting you know you're not entirely crazy. And then everybody that you left in the other room, those are going to be the motherfuckers that come around later after you succeed at some shit and want to say I knew them from the beginning. I knew them all along. Oh yeah, I used to hang out with them and eat with them and all that kind of fuck them. They were in the other room the entire time. You know that, and they're just building up their association with you in order to look good. And that's the honest truth about it. But whatever. Let them do what they do. In any case, I don't want to hold you long. I didn't want to take up your time. I'm about to leave. and go in the other room. And you should too. All right. This is the dude, the dinosaur and the dude. Y'all be cool. Talk to y'all later and listen to previous episodes of The Dinosaur and the Dude. We're working on our next one coming out. Be sure to check that out. We drop it pretty much every Thursday, unless something else comes around and we have to do it. Wait, is it third? No, we drop it every Wednesday. Ah, fuck it, you know. All right, bye.